going on, guys? I'm Bear.
I'm Abe.
And welcome to Nerd Rage TV.
Today, we're in the endgame now.
Yes.
We're doing our spoiler-free review and then our spoiler-filled review. So we're going to start off with spoiler-free, which means if you were in the comment section, don't spoil anything for anybody. Remember, hashtag don't spoil the endgame.
Yes.
Alright, so we're going to do our absolute best to completely... Our best to just barely be able to tell you what we feel about this movie.
Very, very definitely.
Because the entire movie is basically one gigantic spoiler, and whoo,
And
it
it's
is going to be
one
difficult.
gigantic emotional train.
Yes. Man, okay, so let's talk about this movie and kind of get into some things without getting into spoiler territory.
Right.
Let's just start off by saying how unbelievable they made this movie. Like, they really went above and beyond to basically just crush people's expectations of this film.
Yes.
Which is incredible because this film had the highest bar for expectations. And somehow they met those expectations and then blew the rest of them out of the water.
Yes.
So
made them expectations and surpassed those expectations.
And look, man, this movie delivers on every front possible. I mean, fan service, a large group of theories were even touched on. It's the perfect clothing of the era, and it really does feel like that. Personally, for me, I only had one negative on the entire film. One negative, and it's a really, really tiny gripe. The movie does not have an end credit scene. And no, that's not a spoiler, it just doesn't have one. Which, by the way, after the credits, you don't have to stick around, and you can just go home, go pee, because I know you've probably been holding it then 90% of the time.
Yes.
So you don't have to worry about waiting even longer.
Yes.
You can just go home. But it did kind of suck because I was hoping to see a little bit of setup for Phase 4 and going into the new saga. But I think they just decided they were just going to close it out, and the movie was going to be it. They weren't going to have extra stuff to tack on to the end of it. And I understand why they did it, but I was kind of really hoping for a little tease of what's to come. But nonetheless, there was a lot of stuff they did set up within the movie itself that could be a big part of where they're going with the movie. So hopefully that's addressed. And okay, so do you have any negatives that you can say without spoiling anything?
Yeah, I mean, I do. Technically, pretty much, you'll hear the main parts on the next one, wonderful. But it's just, there's at least, like what you said with the end credits. I didn't like the idea that they didn't have that. Other than, very, very short, right after the movie, they'll have, the main character stuff, and they'll have some type of, background pictures of those characters. That's pretty much most people should stay for, is at least saying that for the support of those characters, and stuff like that. But other than that, just as soon as that's done, get up, get out, done. Hit the bathroom as quick as you can. But it's just, and there was other, two other parts that I personally wish should have happened, especially my theory. If you saw I want to say our last video or one of our videos, when we're really busting in on our theories and stuff, my theory didn't happen. I really wanted it to happen. It didn't happen.
And we'll definitely...
I was hurt. It hit me hard that it didn't happen. And then another thing that just didn't happen that I wish would have happened more of. So, but we'll get into that on the next one.
Yeah, I was going to say, because when we dive into the spoilers, we're definitely going to... Because I have a couple of things to say about that. I wasn't necessarily upset, but I do have some things to say about that part, which, anyway, again, that's all spoiler territory, so we won't keep you here too long. So we know you guys are just here to find out what we really thought of the movie. So here is my overall score, and then Bear will give you his overall score. Of course, it should be almost blatantly obvious by now, it's a 5 out of 5 for me. This movie was just everything I wanted it to be and more. It gave me things that I didn't know I wanted.
Yes.
And then I was like, this is beautiful. I've already seen it twice. I already have a third showing set up and a fourth one possibly going into the future too. So that should tell you how much I've been really enjoying it. The second watch just made it even better for me, and I'm sure the third and fourth watch is going to just continue to grow in my love for it.
Because you'll see other things
Yes.
that you did not see.
Yep.
And you don't think you would. You think you saw everything.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter. You will still see something that you did not see before. And it's just like,
especially in this
whoa,
movie.
wait, that,
Especially
I
in this
don't
movie.
remember that at all.
Yeah.
Where did that come from?
Yeah. So they do all kinds of crazy stuff in the core part of this film, and then you see all the little layered things like, I can't say it, but we'll talk about it in the spoiler-filled review. There was a little scene during the second act that I didn't know about this until after I watched the movie, and then I started watching people's reviews and Easter egg videos, and I just started getting into it, and I'm like, oh my, what? And then when I went to go watch it the second time, I started to notice all these things. I'm like, what? So yeah, anyway, it's an incredible film. What are you getting ready? What are you ready at?
There's no doubt. Even with the few little things, whatever, and that, it's still 5 out of 5. Because, you know what? It put me in just this huge, like, basically just nerd emotional train that was... I didn't expect. I didn't expect this from this type of movie.
Oh, yeah.
You know, full of action, full of emotions. I did not honestly think it would put me into there. So when it immersed me so much, even more than Infinity War. Even more than the first Avengers. Even more than any Marvel, DC, any movie in general, it put me in that spot of all types of emotions that I didn't expect to even have. So, you know, whatever you're expecting, basically that expectation is either going to go really high or just going to be thrown out the window. Because, you know, and theories that were out there, there's so many theories that I saw that weren't even there at all, just gone. You would think there was when you were watching it, and you'd be like, okay, here it is. Here. Nope. Gone. So it's like, whoa.
Yeah.
So basically thinking that all your theories, and you're wearing the, you know, gauntlet, all those theories, you're just like,
gone.
So but other ones went through the roof, even past what they even thought. So it's like, whoa. So I definitely 5 out of 5, no doubt. If I could go more, I would. Yeah. And it's just, it was 110% better than what I actually thought it was going to be.
Yeah, for real. It really was. I forgot to mention, and I do want to say this before we end the video, if you cried during Infinity War, even just a little bit, this movie will make you bawl your friggin' eyes out. I am a grown-ass man, and it is really hard for movies to make me fucking tear up or choke up on anything, but I swear to you, there were moments, especially towards the end of the film, where, like, I got, like, choked up, and there were... my eyes were starting to tear. I was like, this is a lot.
I like how you put it. I'm a grown-ass man.
Yeah.
Grown-ass men cry, too.
Just kidding, no. Anyway, look, this movie is incredible. It's going to bring a box of Kleenexes. Don't drink water beforehand. Pee beforehand. After the first, 15 minutes of the movie, it's going to feel like the movie was only, an hour long. So you'll barely notice that 3-hour time
just
span
the way it was
being
set,
covered.
just the way they did the movie, it felt so good. It was just absolutely amazing. I couldn't believe it. It blew my mind. But yeah, I don't want to go too far. Next one.
Yeah. All right. So before we get too deep into this and start accidentally spoiling things, we're going to save that for our next video, which will be a spoiler-filled video, which we're going to go in-depth and get really into the nice nitty-gritty. But that will be coming a little later in the week, so with our new episode of Nerd Talk probably.
Nerd Talk.
Nerd Talk. No, I'm just kidding.
Nerd Talk.
So our new episode of Nerd Talk, which will be probably in the middle of the week, around Wednesday usually, We try to at least, and so we're gonna have a new episode of that.
Yep.
It'll probably be a little shorter of a video, and then we'll do a little bit, a nice little video for the spoiler-filled discussion, which we're gonna dive in deep.
Yep.
But besides that, look, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys have been enjoying the channel in general, and I hope you guys would give us a nice little subscribe if you would, and comment down below about how you feel about this movie without spoiling anything if you've already seen it. If you have seen it, you can wait till Wednesday and you'll be able to see our spoiler-filled review, and we're going to definitely dive in there. Also, if you would, leave a like on the video, and look, I've been Abe.
I've been Baird.
And we'll see you guys next time on Nerd Rage TV.